I'm aware of through family contacts, the ones that have been diagnosed positive with COVID-19, that this has become very mentally stressing. It's also becoming stressing on their ability to be able to access necessities around the community. And I guess that's why we've band together a little small group of young women from over here to start our GoFundMe page.
Yeah, and I do want to ask you about that in a moment. For those people who have either tested positive, those family members of yours in Wilcannia who have either tested positive or are isolating, how are they able to do that? And is it problematic because of the large households?
Yeah, definitely very problematic. A lot of the houses over there that have tested positive, you'll see the numbers increasing due to the overcrowding issue in Wilcannia. So, we'll have about 12 adults in one house with 4 to 5 children, which makes the issue of, the COVID spreading a lot easier. In terms of how they're getting support, there's local committees formed to help distribute necessities. So they've just got to text or call a certain phone number, and that distributor will get onto it as soon as they can. The actual resources out there, so manpower is becoming very limited, because when they cross contact with people that are positive, they're then coming to have their hands down too, because they'll have to isolate and wait on their results.
Yeah, and is the supermarket shut there because it was listed as an exposure site?
Yeah, so it's reopened today, but they've got new ways of handling how they interact with the customers there today. But it was closed because a positive case took themselves there, so they weren't following their order and the instructions to stay at home. They took themselves down to the store, and it was lucky that a community leader was there who identified them as positive and alerted the New South Wales health authorities to, quickly shut the shop down so it couldn't get infectious anymore.
But what does that do for people who need to go to the store to get food?
It just literally, it stopped a lot of people in their tracks. At the moment, the issue is fresh fruit and veg, and also meat. So them supplies were falling short over the weekend with a lot of the families over there, especially the ones in lockdown. But, the supplies that were stocked up on before have been able to keep these families going through. Some of the hampers that I came into have been very handy for those families. So they've been living and eating off of that for now, plus whatever they had before it happened.
And you've managed to arrange some really large donations, haven't you? Like $5,000 worth of meat is going out there.
Yeah, so that's thanks to the Broken Hill Musicians Club. They've donated the $5,000 to the 2 local butcher stores here, which is Top End Meats and Broken Hill Gourmet Meats. And then both of those butchers have also chucked on extra meat because they know that, $5,000 only goes so far, and off their own back and hearts, they've also contributed a fair bit of meat there too. So that actually travelled over to Wilcannia today, thankfully, in one of the chillers, our first chiller that we've got over there to store some of this frozen meat and fresh veg to come.
Yeah, so how have you been able to arrange all of this, given that you're in isolation yourself? I'm guessing you've just been doing it all over the phone and remotely.
Yeah, it's all over the phone, all over my tablet. It's just something I felt like I needed to do, because I actually can't reach out and, be there and console my family and tell them we're going to be okay. I can't give them that hug to calm their nerves, but I guess what I can do is I can try my hardest to make sure that, they're not worried about their daily essentials that they need and their basic needs, and we can support that. And which we have, especially with the first 14 positive cases from the weekend. But now that it's starting to rise, we're starting to look at an increase of supply and needs. But the GoFundMe page will eventually cover them, and we plan to set up long-term resources. So as soon as a positive case comes up, we have a package there ready, and it goes to that positive case, that family.
Is there a sense in Wilcannia and in Broken Hill, where you are, and in some of these remote Aboriginal communities, that it never should have got to this point? It never should have come to their communities?
Oh, definitely. I think, especially with the Brad Hazard comments, it's upset us a lot more because we weren't on restrictions, we weren't on lockdown, and we followed all the New South Wales laws in regards to that. And then to have him compare our ceremony of mourning for our family member, he's gone and compared that to a party, of out in Sydney, and it's just, I think it was very unfair, and he didn't have the correct information to be able to, slam the funeral as much as it's been slammed. Like, people are trying to grieve, and here we are now also getting the blame for a COVID-19 outbreak when really it's the government's fault, and they should have locked down the state a lot quicker than what they have. Otherwise, it wouldn't be out this far, and that's fact.